What's it like in law school?
Oh, law school. I mean, some of the skills you gain through studying for the LSAT definitely helps. As I mentioned, like if you do well in the reading comprehension section, you're able to sort of figure out the arguments, the weaknesses, the strengths within a given paragraph. Then that certainly becomes useful when it comes to when you're studying for your law school exams or when you're completing cases and even logic games. For example, recently in my torts class, we talked about how damages are distributed and how different parties are held liable. I mean, knowing how to navigate through some mathematical equations and being able to identify different elements within an argument that has like mathematical equations, I thought logic games really helped me in that sense. So it is like I've heard a lot of people say that the LSAT does not really say much about your intelligence, or it can't prove whether you can do well in law school or not. To an extent, that is true, but at the same time, I feel like the skills you gain through the LSAT certainly be helpful and useful when it comes to completing law school readings or doing well in the exams, and even in everyday life. I mean, it's important skills to have, even when you're arguing with someone, or even when you're in a like presenting or engaged in a conversation, an intellectual one. So definitely, it has more perks than just academic.
I think on my part, I appreciated from the LSAT at least um, the skill to be able to synthesize whatever I just read. So I think that made me realize how important it is to break down the stimulus in order to understand something, because at in the beginning when I was studying for logical reasoning, I didn't feel like I understood the stimulus enough, but because I was sort of rushed in time, I sort of went down to the answer choices first. And I'm like, okay, let me just look at the answer choices and figure out the question from there. But I figured, as time went on, that wasn't the right way to go about it. And that sort of dragged my score down. So just going back to what I learned from LSAT, um, just being able to read something and then synthesize it, because in law school the amount of readings you have to go through is ridiculous and it really helps to be able to read 20-30 pages and then being able to summarize it and know exactly what the important or what the point is from those 30 pages.
Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.